Happy Leap Day! How many times can you say you broadcast a radio show on a February 29th? I've noticed Dan Collins does not operate well on leap days. Spilled coffee on myself, woke up late, showered a little too long, running to class. I've just been all over the place today. But I did get a fantastic compliment today. Guess what actor I've told I look like?
This is going to be a lie, but go.
Somebody at Dunkin' Donuts, the lady behind the counter. I go to this Dunkin' Donuts, the one on Green Street, quite often. She told me I look like Tony Stark.
I don't even know who that is.
Iron Man. Well, that's what I told her.
I'm Googling a picture.
Yeah, Google Tony Stark. I told her, you mean Tony Stark as in Iron Man or Tony Stark as in Robert Downey Jr.? And she said, no, like Iron Man. I was like, no, my goatee is not nearly as fresh to death as that. And she goes, no, just the demeanor and your attitude. She's like, it's very Tony Starkish. And then she didn't give me my coffee for free, but I walked out and I was like, you know what? You just made my morning. Look at that handsome man.
Other than a really bad goatee, I think
she's onto something.
The comparison is off.
John Gross is this point guard guy, and while he hasn't had necessarily his ideal guy to work with, or somebody like a Tracy Abrams, he still hasn't made anything with what he's had. Sure, Jalen Tate looks pretty bad out there, but that's another thing. If you are that point guard coach, you should still be able to make a little something out of nothing. Well, since our hockey guru is going with the Hawks, how do I go against our hockey mind here? Actually, I was probably going to come and going with the Hawks anyways. I think it is going to be extremely close. I actually think it's going to overtime as well. I don't think this game is going to end in 3 periods. It's going to be a real roller coaster, I believe, but I'm going with Hawks 5-4 in overtime. Ron Levy said today at his press conference that this is somewhere that he wants to end his career, that whether he starts, excelling here at Illinois and he starts getting these other offers in a couple years, if those come ringing in, that he's going to decline them. This is where he wants to stay. Is that something that he talked to you about, and is that one of the reasons perhaps he came here, because there's that incentive to end his career here? Dan, just yesterday the White Sox signed Miguel Gonzalez to a minor league contract. To you, what does that say with Hans' confidence in the back end of that starting rotation with Matt Latos and John Danks?
Schwartz going to slap this one through the hole of first 21. And second. And it's an RBI single for Garrison Schwartz. 16-5 the score. Still nobody out. Here is a mound visit. And while we now have the time, if your car needs a new taillight or just any sort of nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. And Scooter's going to get himself a single. Everybody in the lineup with the hit. That includes 2 pinch hitters, and it is a 17-5 ball game. Hit hard. Is it going to get through the hole? It's going to have to be a fantastic play made, and they throw the ball away. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Leading things off here in the top of the 7th inning for the Chinooks, left fielder Zach Sanford. And a defensive change for the Miners, now in center field for Madison Nickens. Going to be Brooks Stotler out of Long Beach State. And something tells me after Nickens took one off the hand in the bottom of the 6th inning, Ben Taylor, head coach of the Miners, not trying to risk anything. So he lets Nickens have the rest of the game off, and in comes Brooks Stotler in at center field. The 2-2. Lined right at a leaping Josh Bissonette, who makes the grab at short. What a play by Josh Bissonette. He sends a fist pump out to the outfield. And I got to tell you, folks, Bissonette, he was having a little trouble defensively earlier on in the season, but boy, has he turned it on at shortstop. Here is Hunter Vansaw, the left-handed hitting right fielder. Delivery to him. Lined right at Josh Bissonette again. He's going to make the grab over to first. Double play. 6-3 the double play if you're keeping score at home. Josh Bissonette, this is your inning, young man. We now head to the bottom of the 7th inning after a little stretch here at Herman Brothers Field. Miners lead the Chinooks 5-2 on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. It's time for long balls here on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Dan Collins joined alongside broadcast partner Jordan Swick here at the ABL Home Run Derby. And the oven is heating up. Here we go. 3 for Cam Montgomery.
Way over the light pole. He hits about 12.
At the buzzer, the ball is going.
Oh.
Close, but close only counts in horseshoes. We clap it up here in the booth. 13, a baker's dozen for Cam Montgomery, and he now has the lead. In case you were wondering at home, it looks like it is Cam Montgomery. And would you look at this? First pitch deep over the foul pole. It's good and gone. First pitch swinging Cam Montgomery, and he lights it up.
He came out to it and
There
Yes.
you go.
That one a line drive home run. This one hit deep. It's in the air. Not a liner, but it's going
He
and
is
gone.
Feeling it.
he's home.
2-1, and Cam Montgomery
That boy Cam. That's awesome.
is the home run derby champion. Cam Montgomery, ladies and gentlemen, 34 home runs combined in this tourney, 13 in the first round, another baker's dozen in the final round, and he is the home run derby champion here in 2016 in the Alaska Baseball League. Zach Sanford at the dish, the left-handed hitter. Floyd on the mound, the left-handed pitcher. He delivers. Swing and a miss, strike three. That's the ball game. Happy birthday to Illini super marathoner Tatiana McFadden and Queen Elizabeth II. Perhaps the two can meet up for a pint at one of the London pubs this Sunday after McFadden finishes up with the London Marathon. Out of the courtroom and onto the football field, bad luck continues for Lovie Smith's team. On a brighter note, the Illinois softball team took down in-state foe Eastern Illinois last night 9-7. Nicole Evans led the way with 3 RBIs and a run scored. That includes this rocket she hit off the scoreboard for a round tripper. Coming up later in sports, we'll break down what the Mikey Dudek injury means to Illini football and its offense moving forward. Your UI7 News starts right now. Last night at Eichelberger Field, the Illini softball team took on the Northwestern Wildcats in a doubleheader. In both games, Illinois head coach Tyra Perry gave starter Brianna Wonderly the starting nod. Perry says Wonderly has been one of the team's top competitors as of late, and that is why she made the decision to plug Wonderly in the starting lineup for both games. Wonderly did enter Wednesday night's doubleheader with a career losing record of 10-14, but she is 8-6 this season with a 3.64 ERA that includes 6 complete games and 47 strikeouts. The Illini fell to the Wildcats in the matinee and nightcap. Jade Vic-Vanegs, who pitched in relief in Game 1, was credited with the first loss. Wonderly was responsible for the loss in Game 2. Illinois entered the final inning with the lead in both games, but also surrendered it, resulting in respective final scores of 12-6 and 6-4. But Perry is confident that Wonderly will learn to get better in those late game situations.
Every pitch that she throws, she's getting better and better. And eventually we're going to stabilize and get those 3 outs.
The junior hurler says it was a bit of a confidence booster knowing that her coaches wanted her to toe the slab in both games, but wishes the team could have left with a couple W's.
The team and the coaches trust in me and trust me to get the job done. But I mean, they still want to come out with wins.
Regardless of the 2 losses, Perry says her pitchers showed good enthusiasm. She even went as far as to compare Wonderly's energy with that of a former and notable Notre Dame athlete.
She's almost like a Rudy. Like, she's just out there rallying the team.
Wonderly's next chance to hit the circle for the Illini will be this weekend when the team travels to West Lafayette, Indiana for a 3-game series with the Boilermakers. In Urbana, I'm Dan Collins, UI7 News. Illini football coach Lovie Smith's name will forever be in the University of Illinois history books. Smith became the university's first African-American head football coach when he inked his 6-year, $21 million contract. This isn't the first time Smith broke a color barrier. He and former Colts head coach Tony Dungy became the first 2 African-American coaches in Super Bowl history when they squared off against one another in Super Bowl 41. Smith says he is excited to embrace the opportunity of being the university's first male African-American head coach.
I realize who I am and what people see, and hopefully that'll just inspire more young men to kind of dream big.
It seems Smith's made an immediate impact on at least one of his players.
Doesn't matter where you come from, you know, you can do whatever. You can do what it takes as long as you put out the work and the effort, you can do it.
U of I student trustee Jalen McClinton considers Smith a trailblazer. He says Smith's hiring came at an ideal time, but that there is still plenty of progress to be made.
I think a place like Illinois is going to have to be a risk taker and really seek out more talented, diverse leadership in many positions, because in most cases those spaces just aren't there.
Smith says that he wants to end his career at Illinois. Whether he achieves that goal or not, the name Smith will forever be remembered by the Illini faithful.
If we had enough time, we could karaoke Purple Rain or something. We would tell him to put it up on the teleprompter.
Prince running in the background
Never caused the
right now.
newsroom any drama. Rest in peace, Prince.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
And a better tomorrow.